Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2024 ski test. Today we're talking about this Black Crow's Mirus core. To be perfectly honest, this has become one of my favorite skis on the entire market. It is very unique too, and that's part of why it's my favorite, is just because it's different. Also, yes, this is my personal pair of Black Crow's Mirus core. Yes, it looks incredible with this Rossignol FKS 18 on it. Unfortunately, no, they don't make this binding anymore, so you'll be hard-pressed to find this same combination, but boy, I encourage anybody to try because it just looks awesome. But back to the Mirus core. This ski is just wildly unique. It is so fun. It's kind of, I would say, helping to inspire a little bit of a trend in the ski industry where we're blending freestyle with carving. Those are two things that kind of haven't been combined ever before, or at least not in the same way that Black Crow's is doing it. And then we're seeing similar things from like Line with the Blade, or they've had the Sakana for a while. Armada's got the Stranger. There are unique elements to each of these skis, but they all kind of feel like they've got at least a similar theme, that being that combination of carving and freestyle. So what's going on inside this thing? We've got a poplar wood core in here, and then we do have a single sheet of Titanal. It is only through the center of the ski, but it is important to remember that there is Titanal in this ski. I'm not going to throw it on the scale because this FKS makes it pretty darn heavy. I think it's fair to say that the Mirus core isn't the lightest ski in the world with that metal in it, but it's also not particularly heavy either. I've never skied it and thought, whoa, this feels really heavy. I think where things get most interesting with the Mirus core is when we look at shape. Obviously, that's the most eye-catching thing about it, and it is just super unique. So we've got this twin tip shape here. We've got a swallowtail on the end of the ski. We've got some dust from my garage. And then we've got a 13-meter turn radius and not much camber underfoot whatsoever. In fact, you could kind of call this no camber. I don't know if Black Crow's goes as far as saying it's flat underfoot, but it is pretty darn close. That 13-meter turn radius is, I don't know, it's got to be the key to this ski. There are some other elements going on here, but that turn radius, to me, excuse me, is really what makes the ski special. So on a groomer, this thing is so much fun. The way that it comes across the fall line is just absolutely effortless. It feels like a slalom ski with playful tips and tails. So when you're on a slalom ski and you make those short radius turns, it can be pretty darn tiring because you kind of feel like you're locked into the turn. But with the amount of tip and tail rocker in this ski, and with this kind of smooth or like unique early taper shaping in both the tips and the tails, edge release is really easy, or at least it's way easier than a slalom ski. So that allows you to really manipulate turn shape and turn style on this thing. I would say the one thing that's hard to achieve on it is a long radius turn because it's just got such a short side cut, but that's not what it's intended for. You want to make a big open wide turn on a Black Crow's ski, I would go point you towards the Justice or a ski like that. That's what it's intended for. This Mirus core is intended for just responsiveness and quickness and energy, and it is so much fun. Something that always surprises me about this ski is it actually does pretty well in the trees too. It's only 87 millimeters underfoot, but the tips and tails are like pretty bulbous, which gives it a little bit more float, and I just think it's highly maneuverable in trees. Even in some softer snow conditions than you might expect at that waist width, it still handles it just fine, which I just think is super cool. Lastly, being my personal pair here, I actually got to ski these in the park quite a bit this past season, and again, it's just so much fun. They maneuver from rail to rail so easily. it gives you like a totally new ability in the park, or just this complete new perspective of how you can approach the terrain park, which, yeah, it's just so cool. So super unique ski. I don't think it's for everybody. In fact, I know it's not for everybody. I guarantee there are skiers out there that would get on this thing and just be like, what is that? And I do not have the energy level for what that ski wants me to do. I don't think that's the majority, though. I think basically, not anybody, but I think a lot of skiers could get on this and at least appreciate what it's trying to do. Whether that means you should buy it or not is totally up to you. For me personally, I love that I get to own this ski, but I own a bunch of other skis too. So I don't just specifically rely on the Mirus Core as like my versatile all-mountain ski. Could you do that? Yes, I think you could, but it's important to remember that this ski has certain limitations. So really, really cool ski. I think if you have a lot of skis, or if you like are just looking for something a little bit different and just want to kind of change up things in your skiing, Mirus Core is so cool. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions about it. If you want to know more about my personal pair here, just leave a comment and I'm happy to let you know what I think. So that's it. Let us know. Talk to you soon.